Hello, crafty friends. This is the Paper Chef here. In today's Brother Scan and Cut Tips and Tricks tutorial, we are going to cut and color, and in different orders. We're going to be doing some coloring and cutting and cut and coloring with the Scan and Cut. The stamp set we're going to be using is Bird's Eye View by Stampin' Up. It's really a Scan and Cut user's dream. Great, well-defined outlines, but there's still lots of tips and tricks to learn. All right, so let's get started. We have just done a video before this, like earlier today, and it was about alignment. And I showed you how to get a nice even image around your stamped images. So if you missed that, it's called the Scanning Cutting Position Adjustment. Be sure to check out that video. As you can see, this one has been adjusted, and there's more of an even line around it than this one that has a little bit more white space on the bottom than the top. So I did try to get a new mat. I don't have a new mat, so we're going to use the same mat I had that wasn't very sticky and tape it down and hope for the best. So what I'm doing right now is just cleaning up the area and making it so you can see when I stamp. All right, paperchef.stampinup.net is my website. I actually have it right here if you want to get that stamp set called Bird's Eye View. Let's see. I don't really think that's going to work. We're just going to put this on this plane. You have to have everything flat. So now we're going to take the Memento Black ink. We definitely want to cut a little baby bird because he's so cute. Oh, I already have it mounted. And then we'll stamp some of the other birds as well. All right, so what you want to do is you want to take, I'm just going to grab this here. We'll use the tray to color later. You want to stamp onto the mat before you stamp onto your paper. Oh, he's so cute. All right, so let's stamp one of those. And maybe we'll stamp another one with the books, but we'll see. Just depends on how I feel. Not sure yet. All right, so we're going to stamp. We'll do this one. I'm just getting different stamping blocks and everything, so we're going to put this one over here. So you want to mount this on your stamping block, flat side up, and just give it a couple stamps. It's not always flat side up because I actually we make reversible stamps now, which is really nice. So I'll be using reversible stamps in one of my card club meetings. All right, he's cute. All right, let's keep going. We're going to remove this guy. And we need some glasses. We'll save the glasses for a little while. We'll do that next. We need another little one. Put that one there. I mean, these are so easy to stamp. So easy to stamp and color. I'm leaving little space in case I put glasses on them. Done with that one. I'm going to do the one that's... Oops, I just smeared my whole paper. I'm a hot mess when I craft. Goodness. Put that on there. Let's do another one on there. All right, moving along. I have one more bird. One more bird to stamp. I'm just gonna... I think I'll make that one stand on the books, maybe. Let's see. I'm going to put the books down first and see what'll look good. Now, you can see I'm kind of hurrying because I have a big thunderstorm outside. That's what happened last time I went live. My internet cut out. So, anyway, without getting into that whole story, I can hear thunder off in the distance. So, we're trying to get through this. Now, if I get cut off again, that means I'm going... Oh, that got all smeared. If I get cut off again... then I'm going to do with a pre-recorded video and not go live. I like going live, though, because I really like the interaction. All right, that one, I'm going to put a small bird on that one. How about that? Maybe this size bird. No, I'm going to put the little tiny bird on there. Because I know the tiny bird looks cute. Plus, I don't want to get too close to the one up there. So this one's was already inked up before, so it should be good. Put him on this set of books. That way they cut out together. Oh, he's so cute. All right, this book, we're not even going to try to cut out that because it got all smeared. And I think I have one more bird. Did I do this bird yet? Nope. I have to do that bird. I just want to cut them all out because I like having a lot of stamped images to put in my bucket of crafty goodness. Plus, we're going to put glasses on a couple because that's the fun of it. All right, so we're going to call this bird number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Not that we can't put glasses on the little one. So which one do you want to put glasses on? 1, 2, 3, or 4? I'm stamping 4 right now. Just give me a number. 1, 2, 3, or 4. We'll put, or actually, and then the first 2 numbers, we'll put glasses on 2 of them. That means I have to color 2 of them, and I'm going to explain why. So let me go ahead and put all this away, except for the glasses. I'm going to stick them. I have to wash these, so I'm going to stick these on stamping blocks. All right, so we have a 2 and a 3. Okay, we got a 2 and a 3. We're putting glasses on these 2. Those were the first 2 numbers that came out. So we're not using black for glasses. And because you said we're putting glasses on 2 and 3, that means I need to color them first. Okay, so this is my lesson that I didn't mean to teach earlier, but what happened is I was explaining why I never color before I cut. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my mistake, my boo-boo. The paper moves sometimes. So it's when you do color before you cut, you're like, oh man, the paper moves. So that's the risk you got to take, but it's okay. It's all good. The paper's not going to move this time because we're going to tape it down with all kinds of painter's tape. I've been coloring my birds in crumb cake because it's a nice neutral color. I have a lot of them. I have several sets of crumb cake blends at different variant, and I have a lot of neutral blends, like some ivory and some skin tone colors. So just lots of things that you could color the birds with. You could use different kinds of grays or whatever colors to match your projects as well. What I'm doing is I'm taking the dark blend and I'm doing the outside with the dark blend and a few little squiggles as well. And then I'm going to take the light blend and I'm going to take the brush side of the light crumb cake blend and just go over everything a couple times with the light in a circular motion with the light crumb cake blend. I found that you need to do this with the glasses because you don't want to stamp the glasses afterwards because you want the glasses to cut out. And the glasses are like, I think, the cutest part of this stamp set, really. I mean, they're goofy little birds, but birds with giant glasses on, I mean, how cool is that? Okay, and then what you could do is, like, if you don't have a lot of juice in your one side, like the brush side doesn't have a lot of juice in there, a lot of ink, I'm going to use this small side. All right, good, good, good. And now I'm just going to do the same thing over here. The reason I didn't do all the dark parts at once is because it dries out. These are alcohol markers. It's good to use alcohol markers with Memento black ink because Memento black ink doesn't smear your markers. So these sets of alcohol markers are called Stampin' Blends. They're very affordable as compared to other brands. Like, they're like $9. I'm not sure if they went up. Because our catalog, sometimes prices go up, and I was paying attention, but not to the blends because I had most of them. But they were $9 a pair last I remember. So $9 for a set of blends. All right, another good reason to use crumb cake is because crumb cake, you can then put any color glasses over it, and it'll be darker than the crumb cake because crumb cake's one of the lightest colors we have. So you could put almost any color of glasses over it that's darker. All right, now that we know we have bird number 2 and bird number 4, which one am I putting these glasses on? I have 2 sets of glasses. Which one gets these glasses? Bird number 2 or bird number 4? And there's a little bit of, and I'm going to get the other pair of glasses. We'll put that as on the opposite bird. And then there's also a monocle, which is really fun. The monocle is for like the bird that's turning sideways. You put the one glasses on him. That's going to be our second pair of glasses. Okay, let's see what our votes are. We're going to put, so he said, put these glasses on bird number 2. All right, great. Bird number 2 gets those glasses. Now we need to find my ink. So what we want to do is we want to use colors. I'm going to use copper clay on that one because it's already stained. I'm going to use Pretty Peacock on that one. All right, let's find my colors, looking for my... Okay, that's crumb cake. I'm just looking for this Pretty Peacock, it's called. I mean, I could use Misty Moonlight, but the Pretty Peacock glasses came out so cute. So... All right, I don't know how I lose everything. We're just going to use Misty Moonlight glasses. I've made the executive decision because I can't find the glasses I just had like a few minutes ago. I just had them. I was just stamping. I only went in the house because of the storm. But Misty Moonlight will be cute. Because if Pretty Peacock was cute, Misty Moonlight will be cute. And besides, the reason I have all these colors out is because this is the paper. These coordinate with the paper I'm using. Okay, you can see the eyes through there. Hopefully that's centered. I'm going to put the glasses on. Oh, I'm so happy. My glasses went on correctly. Now I can worry about the beak. I was trying not to do the beak until the glasses went on. All right, so the beak I'm using crushed curry, and I used the little tiny marker. Actually, I can go ahead and do this beak now. It was just a matter of, I was like, do I bother finish coloring it? All right, now we're gonna use copper clay for this one. I know where my copper clay is because I just used that too today. I just used all these colors from my card club. You're gonna see like 20 things I stamped with Pretty Peacock, and now I can't find. Oh, I know what I did with the Pretty Peacock. I put it where I need to place an order because tomorrow's free shipping day. Reminding you guys of that too. So what happened is, my Pretty Peacock it's a returning color, so I had like a really old ink pad with a big bubble in it, and it was getting light, and I lost my re-inker anyway. So I was like, I put it on my list of things to order. And sometimes the easiest way to make a checklist is just throw things next to my computer to remember to order them. So that's where my Pretty Peacock went. So there's no sense looking for it. So now I'm going to make copper clay glasses on the other guy. I'm just taking his piece of scrap paper here, making sure. Dodged a bullet on that one. Okay, and then we put in the copper clay glasses. Oh! Okay, happy that my stamps came out. Now you can see why I needed to do that coloring before we cut. It's because the color, we want to cut out the glasses with this little guy. Like all as one, and it just looks better when you put you do your stamp down the bottom first and then that over the top. Now we need to do a little branch. So we're going to do a branch and some leaves. And so then I could teach you a couple tricks about that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Put the branch over here. I'm going to turn it. I'm just going to turn it this way. All right, that's good. And now, oh, I still need that. I just need some leaves. We use the stamping block. I'm pretty much used every stamp in the stamp set except the monocle, but I did something with the monocle. I have a sample to show you later. Stick around to the end of my videos. It's sort of fun. We show you different things. I'm going to show you projects I created using this stamp set, both with the ScanNCut and without the ScanNCut. All right, so what you're going to do for the leaves, start with these first leaves and try to touch a couple of them if you can to the branches. Right? So that way at least a couple of them touch. Now turn your leaves and make sure they don't overlap with the other set and go like that. And they'll kind of touch. See how they sort of touch? The more touching, the better, in this case of the leaves. And then turn them again and go like this. Now, that one didn't quite touch because I didn't want to run into that leaf over there. So here's a trick for you with the ScanNCut. And I'm done with the ink. You're going to take a black marker. This is a black marker, a thin black marker. I typically tell you to use a pencil. So typically I would say connect these all with a pencil. But in this case, I'm going to connect the lines with a black marker here because I really want them to stay connected and this to be one. So I'm making these little stems come out to the leaves. with the black marker so that this all cuts out as one image. If I don't do this, in fact, here, let's do this. It would be easier just to show you. Here, let's make some leaves here. Let's go here and just stamp some leaves. All right, there. That way you're going to know what happens if I don't connect them. Exactly what will happen over here is what happens when I don't connect these. It's best to teach with visuals. All right, so then let me just go here and connect this. If I don't connect this, it's going to cut out a lone leaf over there. And this one would be a lone leaf. And I want this whole branch to cut out as one. Now, this is all one now. It's all one. It's all touching. The problem is, and these are not one, so they're going to cut out separately. The problem is this little end of the branch. How did I lose? Okay, so lit the marker. You want to take your Stampin' Blends. I'm just going to use my brown one. And you're going to take your thin side of your brown one, and you're going to enclose the end of the branch. And if you don't do this, I'm right-handed. I'm just going to flip it around here. If you don't do this, then the ScanNCut's going to try to go into the inside and hollow out your branch there. And then you're going to have a big mess on your hands. So you want to enclose any gaps. Okay, that's what you want to do. Enclose any gaps. All right, we're rocking and rolling. We're ready. You've learned how to color. This is, oh, by the way I colored is the way I'd color any of these. Right? We can maybe color the books later, and maybe we could color the branches later. But the way I colored these two birds is the way I colored pretty much all my birds. So you now know how to color your birds with the light and dark Stampin' crumb cake blends and the crushed curry for the beak, copper clay for one of the glasses, and misty moonlight for the other glasses. Now I'm looking for the mat. So I have a couple mats. I tried to bring out a new one, but they were not very, none of my mats were very sticky. So we're going to go with this one, which is more sticky than the next one. We'll put some painter's tape on it. So I'm going to turn on my machine, and I'm going to go ahead and load the mat, and I'll show you which button I used. And then we can get into the painter's tape. So this is a big deal. You got to put a lot of tape on this guy because it was slipping. Slip sliding away. Slip sliding away. I'm glad you guys are late night crafting with me. I need my table back because I need to put my ScanNCut away. I have so much going on this table right now that I'm like, I gotta clean up the ScanNCut and get onto this other project I'm working on. So I'm just gonna put some painter's tape down. Painter's tape is better than regular tape because it doesn't rip your paper that much. Your actual, but you don't, oh, but by the way, don't cover up these lines. Because those registration marks are needed for, and I really just wish Brother would make some sticky mats. I mean, what is the problem? Be more like the Cricut guys. Brother, are you listening to me? I'm not a representative of Brother. People think I am. And I do have affiliate links to Brother Machines that I refer to people on Amazon, but I don't work for the company. I mean, Cricut's had their shit together for a long time, making really sticky mats. So I don't understand why. Now, I'm not saying we should copy the formula at Brother, right? But just make mats that stick and I don't have to use tape all the time. But other than that, I love this machine. All right, so let's now go ahead and move this up here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off my light for a couple reasons. When you do your scanning and cutting, you need to turn off your side light. But also, I will need to turn it off so you can see the screen. So what I did so far is I've loaded the mat using this button. That's all I've done. And I'm using the STX 125, but what I'm about to show you works with any model of ScanNCut. So when you turn on your machine, you're going to see pattern and scan, and we need to click scan. And then we're going to, because we're going to scan these in before we cut them, the next thing we're going to do is select direct cut because we're going to directly cut out these images. Next thing is where you're going to temporarily store the data. We want to store it on the machine, so select the one on the left. Next, we need to change this to a larger area. So right now it's set on 12 by 6, but we need to make the scan area 12 by 12 because my paper goes beyond this 12 by 6 mark. So we're going to select 12 by 12. Earlier I did use 12 by 6, but this time I'm using 12 by 12. And we hit start. Now, even though you saw something there that had little color mode, color recognition mode, we don't ever want to use color recognition mode if we don't have to. It slows down the process, and because these are really well-defined black lines, Even though I colored some of these, you still want to use black and white recognition mode because black and white is all you need. Don't waste time with color unless you really have a lot of colored images. So that's what it did. It scanned them in, and let's see how it did. It scanned them in for us, and we have this image. So now we're going to click OK. Now, we want to now eliminate things from being cut out. Like, we don't want these pieces of tape being cut out, any shapes of the tape. We don't want these small bits of dirt on the mat to be cut out. So the first thing we're going to do is select only the area we want where maybe the birds are included, like so. We want to do that. But leave yourself a little border because we need a little extra space around the edges. So leave yourself a little edge. All right, now that we have the images that we want, we now want to ignore small objects, but we don't want to ignore anything smaller than this leaf, than one of the leaves, which is about 3/4 of an inch. So what we're going to say is ignore object size. We want to ignore those bits. See those little bits there? But we don't want to ignore, the very leaf. Let's just say 1/2 inch. It might get rid of some stray bits, but it won't delete the actual leaves. If you ignore the very size thing you're trying to cut out, if you go too high and ignore like an inch, the little bird would disappear, etc., etc. We don't want that to happen. Okay, we're now going to click OK, and then we're going to go to outline distance. Next, we want an outline distance around our stamped images. That gives us a little, we were talking about that earlier. It gives us a little even white space around the edges. So we're going to go for this button here, and we're going to click on 0.4 outline distance. It's also forgiving in case things were like little stray bits. Sometimes you have like little areas fused together where this becomes one. That looks good. Everything looks good to me. I don't have any more stray bits. But if I did, I can always edit them and hit the trash can and get rid of anything that I don't want to cut out. But let's go on and click on cut and get this party started with the cutting. All right, and start. So even though it's cutting stamped images that are colored and some that are not colored, it's still doing the same thing. All these really are is a bunch of shapes. That's just cutting out a bunch of shapes. It's determining the distance that it needs to cut down using the auto blade technology. Now, if you have a CM model, you would have to set the blade depth. You don't have auto blade technology in the CM model, so you would set the blade depth to a blade depth of 4 for the regular basic white cardstock by Stampin' Up. I'll show you that. It's the one that has 40 pages per pack. That's what I stamp with. It has 40 sheets in a pack. Now, so this is called basic white. It has really good quality for stamping. Now, if you were using the thick basic white cardstock, that's the cardstock that only comes in 24 a pack, then you would need a blade depth of 5 if you're using a CM model, blade depth of 5. Of course, we don't need it to set our blade depth. Our blade depth is set for us. It's an auto blade technology, which is pretty cool. But I'm just letting you know if you do need to set the blade depths, what they would be. 3 for regular basic white or 4 for thick basic white. Sometimes you have to go up to 5, but I use 5 when I'm using colored cardstock. So, might have to do a 5. All right, still doing really good. I'm watching it. It's still cutting pretty evenly, and I'm pretty happy with these cuts. It's telling me that I have a minute left, but it's not really a minute because it just estimates. It'll say a minute, but it means like less than a minute. All right, so it's saying finish cutting. We're going to click OK, and we're going to unload the mat. Unload the mat. All right, let's show you how to take these off the mat. So I'm just going to go and leave the tape part on. It's easier to show you. Okay, let me go ahead and wipe this on my T-shirt. Okay, I'm always a hot mess with all ink all over me. So I don't want to get that on my little critters. They're so cute. Oh, I'm so happy he cut out. So what you could do is you could get it off a couple ways. You could bend the mat, right, and just pop them out. Or you could bend the mat and put the little spatula under there and pop them out. That works a lot better. Oh, my mat was sticky on the inside. That's because I did put some sticky on that part. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. I can't handle all this cuteness, guys. It's just so awesome. All right, let's see. We're going to go ahead and tilt the camera down because we're done with the scan and cut part. Now we're just going to talk about coloring and show you card projects, et cetera, et cetera. So I was not going to cut out these books, but I think I might be able to salvage them, even though they're blurry. Oops. This one got a little bit ripped on the backside because of the sticky on the card. So I'm just tilting the paper, getting these off. I have tutorials about how to restick your mats too. So check those out. Lots of those on this channel. All right, let's talk about this branch. We don't need to do any erasing because we didn't use the pencil trick. But if we would have used a pencil instead of, I call it the pencil trick, what we just did. By using this was like using a pencil. But now if you were using a pencil, then you would have had to erase the marks. But because we used the blend right here, we didn't have to erase the marks. All right, very happy with the results. There's good even outlines around the outsides of those. Rock and roll. We can now color. We're going to go ahead and put this little mat under here. And we're going to use the crumb cake for the branch. Easy peasy. Just take, let's see, did I use light or dark? Looking at, I used dark on top last time. I'm just going to use dark on the bottom this time. Just basically you want to use dark either on the top or the bottom of your branch. It doesn't really matter which one. Just kind of make your branch a little two-tone there. Doing that little business. You know, it's coloring, right? No right or wrong way. All I'm trying to do is coordinate with my projects. That's all I'm trying to do. And I know that crumb cake's a good neutral color, and it coordinates with everything. Because it's part of our neutrals collection, that means neutral. It's neutral, it coordinates. For the most part, that's what it means. But sometimes I see them sneaking colors into different color families, and I'm like, that color was in a different family before, and now it's a neutral. What's up with that? But anyway, it's probably because they need an even 10 for each color grouping. But this one's always been a neutral. It's a very staple, good staple color. Now, when it comes to greens, Stampin' Up! Makes, you know, I keep the pretty peacock with my greens. We make so many kinds of greens. But you want to use a green that's going to coordinate with the designer series paper for the project that you're using. So that's why I'm using pretty peacock. Grab pretty peacock. And now what I did for these is I just took my light and dark pretty peacock and I just kind of alternate. So I went like this. It's very easy to color these. Instead, I could have done like the outside in one color, the inside in another. But instead, I just did that business. I'm just going to do half of them so you get the idea. Okay. We'll keep this out for, because we'll use it for the book. And then I took the darker one. Be careful if you're using the brush tip side, because the brush tip is really big. But the ink does flow from it a lot better. So now you have your branch and all your leaves as one, which makes an awesome card element. And you'll see how you can just kind of fill up your whole card with that. I even added a bird to the branch, just like I added a bird to the book. And I made one element with a bird on the branch, the same way. So that's all you do. And then I added Wink of Stella. Gotta have the Wink of Stella. That's the little glitter brush. Awesome sauce. I should have been turning on my light for the coloring. Let's turn on the light. Now that's the light I told you don't have it when you're scanning, but it's good for when you're coloring and working on your crafts. There you go. And I put little Wink of Stella on the leaves as well. Because why not? Put glitter on everything. I put glitter on all my birds. All right, so that's how I did my branches. All right, we've already talked about how I did my birds. Got to have some Wink of Stella. I put Wink of Stella around the whole glass rim, the glasses rim. You know why I love these birds so much? They just remind me of me. Just like all goofy, with glasses, stumbling upon things. Just love these birds. Whimsical. Okay, so that's how you put the Wink of Stella on the bird. And then now let's do this one. Let's do this because it's cute. We're going to do how I would color the books. So what I did is I took the light. I'm sorry, the dark, not the light. The dark, and I went down the bottom like so. And then I took the light and just went above it to blend them together. And that's how I made the rims of the books. or the spines. I guess they'd be called the spine of the book, not the rim. And then I did some other colors that were coordinated. So Moody Mauve, not my favorite, guys, not my favorite, but it's one of the Stampin' Up! In colors. It's pretty cool how it matches. Wait till you see the paper I use for this. I'm using, for the projects I'm about to share with you, Earth and Elegance and Masterfully Made. So Earth and Elegance has this Moody Mauve color. So although I might not be my favorite color, it's so cool because it matches, it coordinates with the paper I chose to use, and it looked really cool. So you see how I'm just doing light and dark, light and dark. I did that with whatever coordinating colors, kind of alternated. I'm just showing you a little bit of that. Then I did a dark, just so you can do exactly what I'm doing. I did a dark one in here, crumb cake, and then I did mostly light, see, like that, mostly light. And then I went over the whole thing with the big brush light side, just to kind of give the paper a crumb cake look. But I used dark in the middle to kind of make it look like you got a little stack of books. So light, dark, light. And then I took a little bit of dark and it just sort of went doot, 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 doot. All right, so that's how I did the thing. And then I think I used gray granite for the top there. Gray granite's kind of a nice pinky type of color. It's gray, but it has a pinkish tone to it. And I just did that for the top of the books. And you know how I colored the bird already, so I don't have to do that. Just giving you an idea, so when you get this stamp set, you know what to do. Tomorrow is free shipping day, so that's a good day to buy anything that you want to buy. This stamp set's only $20. It's a no-brainer. But the blends, you could get different color blends that go with your papers. And that's my website. Any orders of $75 or more get free shipping. And that's when you can stock up on the designer series paper I'm about to show you, because that is a 15% off. So talk about double savings. Now let's show you, what I'm about to show you are the things I made with the ScanNCut and these cutout images with the bird's eye view. But it's also part of my card club. And in my card club, I don't use the ScanNCut because my cards are very simple. I use simple stamping techniques in my card club, and you make 8 cards. But this is also the July card club stamp set. So if you want to join my club and get a cute little kit, click on the link below, and you're going to get to see right now, after I show you these that I made with the ScanNCut, I'm going to show you the 4 cards we're making in card club next month with the same stamp set, but without the ScanNCut. All right, so here's how we use the ScanNCut. So I was talking about all the different things. I showed you everything. So let's just start with this one. And you see how I used the ScanNCut to make my tree element. And I showed you already how I colored it. I used a piece of Earth and Elegance in the background. I used some of these iridescent, different little gems on it. I used, what were these colors here? These was Misty Moonlight. I used Misty Moonlight for this little bird here, and Moody Mauve for this bird here. You can see how I used the ScanNCut to cut this out as one big element, right? So the bird was stuck on the leaf and it all cut out at once. Okay, let's see what else. I used the thank you because this month's stamp set is Circle Sayings. And because this one doesn't have sentiments with it, I'm using Circle Sayings again for July for most of the cards as well, because this one doesn't have any sentiments. And you can use whatever sentiments you want. I sometimes use Paper Pumpkin. Like these are all from Circle Sayings. This was a little die. I cut out my lots of dies and put them in my bucket of crafty goodness and use them as needed. This one is a little, that Pebbled Path ribbon. This is a piece of Misty Moonlight, but it's all part of that Earth and Elegance paper. Okay, so are these two. This is more Earth and Elegance Designer Series paper. You can see the glitter from the Wink Estella on this bird. This is one of the stylish shapes dies, and I put Wink Estella around the whole outside. And I used iridescent rhinestones on this one. And this is Misty Moonlight card base. This one was a gray granite card base. And then this one is the piece of the gray granite scrap that I had left over from this card base. And for this one I created a bookmark. I thought it would be cute to put the little bird on the stack of books and make a bookmark using this silver, I forget what this is called, but some kind of silver embedded linen braided. It's something about being braided, the trim. It's really cool trim that we sell. And it does make a good bookmark, but of course it would be too thick to actually put in a book. But Do bookmarks really get used as bookmarks? No, they get put all over the place as little decorations. And you could also put it as a bag tag. It'd be fun to give to a book club member. But I didn't put gems on it in case it is really used in a book. It wouldn't poke through the pages of the book. And I used one of my scallop tag topper punches that I've been using for a while. Now, that is called Earth and Elegance paper. It all goes together. Now, then there's a group of papers. And like I mentioned, all the papers are 15% off. Not all, but all the 13 styles of paper are 15% off. So that's Earth and Elegance, and this is called Masterfully Made Designer Series paper. The paper has a ripped look to it. I didn't rip the paper and put these little rips in it. It came like that, so it's all textured in different ways, and I used a fresh freesia card base. So for this one, I used the bird that we just put glasses on, see? I mean, he's definitely cuter with glasses. But if you're going to put two on a card, sometimes you don't put the glasses on both of them. This one is the glasses I was telling you I like better is the pretty peacock glasses. I'm very intentional on what colors I use for things because they coordinate. So the Misty Moonlight coordinates with that little guy. This pretty peacock coordinates with that color in the background. All right. Let me say hi before I talk about the card club, because now at this point, I'm all done with ScanNCut. I'm all done my examples. I've shown you everything. You know, these are extras. You know, get yourself a bucket of crafty goodness and all that good stuff. And now I want to show you, this is what I mean by bucket of crafty goodness. You have all your little pieces and all your little things and all these extra leaves, right? And you put them all in a little bucket and you're ready to color them later. And I can put my ScanNCut away, but I can be making projects for weeks using the ScanNCut shapes. You see, I just have an instant, easy access to all my shapes and cards. So fun. So that's what I do with, that's what I make by my bucket of crafty goodness. These are those little, I even put little feet on them. These are the toppers for the ink storage trays that we sell. And I like to use them as little buckets of crafty goodness. They don't have lids, but that's okay. And I'm probably going to finish coloring that one tonight. Okay, so back to, let me say hi, and then let me show you card club. All right, so and my card club is called Card on Blue because I am the papered chef. I'm a chef of paper, so I named my card club Card on Blue. So we'll always be something blue. And this time I use some Night of Navy for my card bases. I always like to have something blue in my card club. Hello, Yvonne. And hello, and thank you guys for coming on so late to join me too, by the way. Hello, Yvonne Walker's here. And Kim from Pennsylvania, where I'm originally from. And she had to move her ScanNCut to a new location. So please take it out of its location on the shelf and keep on using it. I have to put mine away so I can use my table because it does take up a lot of room. But I mean, when you take it out, try to do everything at once like I do here. And then you have all your stuff done and then you can color them and get the most of it. Hello, Lynn. And hello, Karen. Purple Scorp from Australia on her lunch break. Ooh, how nice. Thank you guys voting. Purple, Karen, Lynn, Gloria, Marilyn, all voting. Oh, yeah. Picture is blurred. Is it still blurred, Karen? I had internet issues. It could be that my lens is fogged. I hope it's... Okay, Karen's saying not blurred for me. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad it's better now. Well, you know what? I came in from like the rain outside and then my lens might have been fogged and then condensation from my air conditioning. Hello, Phil from Florida. Yeah, the book stamp has many uses, right? I'm definitely thinking, so maybe you have like book clubs, Bible studies, things where you need to like talk about quotes and words, and you can definitely do stuff with this book. And you can put the bird on the book or just put the book, or you could probably make a big stack of books. Let's see. Yeah, you could mask off part of it, okay? So you could do the Harry Potter thing. So what you're going to do is you put your little sticky note over this part. Stamp this part. Put a sticky note over some of it. Or no, don't stamp the whole thing. Stamp the bottom part, but cover some of it with a sticky note. Then stamp the next stack of books. And then sticky note it. Mask it, right? Make a big giant stack of books. I think that'd be fun. Just like you see in like the world of Harry Potter. Oh, I'm coming up with ideas. And then you put a little owl on top. You can turn this into an owl. Just put little circles around his eyes. You can put an owl on top and do a little Harry Potter card. Okay, Stampin' Blends are now, thank you, Barb. Stampin' Blends are now $10 a pair. Still a great deal, but when she means pair, so Barb's saying pair. So they went up to 10 instead of 9. So we have the light and dark pretty peacock would be $10 for a pair. And you can only buy them in pairs, right? You can't buy like one without the other. Well, except for ivory and bronze, but they're still a pair. So yeah, can't get one without the other. Reminds me that song, Love and Marriage. All right, I'm in a mood tonight. Okay, hello, Rhonda. Yvonne, again, thanks for voting. Marilyn. Yeah, Pretty Peacock. No, I thought I lost my Pretty Peacock. Marilyn's like, glad you found it. Cracks me up when you sing. Kim likes my singing. I'm just kidding. You didn't say that. I put words into your mouth. Hello, Lori from Minnesota. All right, I'm going to pull out the things as I'm still saying hi. Still saying hi. I'm pulling out my card club and saying hi at the same time because I want to make sure there's something for you to look at. Are there glasses small enough for the little bird? I don't think there are glasses small enough for the little bird because they'd be too big for the little bird. And the monocle is for the bird that's sideways. I put a monocle on the bird that was standing sideways, and I even masked off the bottom so the monocle wouldn't hang down when I cut it with the ScanNCut. So I shouldn't have shown you that. When I cut it with the ScanNCut, I didn't want the little part to hang down. Maybe I put it on a card already. All right, that one. These are my card clubs. Card club. You can tell they're card club because it doesn't use ScanNCut. What did I do with that bird? I did a bird with a monocle on it, and I masked off. I don't know what happened to him now, though. You know what? I probably made another card that I didn't even show you. But what I did is I didn't want the glasses to come hanging over his feet. Okay. Or did I put it on here? Oh, there he is. There he is. I did it here. I did it for this card for my card club. So that's the monocle. And what I did is I didn't cut this out at the ScanNCut, but I put it like a sticky note down there because the monocle was so long and it was like hanging over his body. And so I put a little sticky note there so it would just go down to there. So that's what you do with the glasses for the side, but there's no glasses small enough for the little bird. So this is Stylish Shaped Dies, the Earth and Elegance Designer Series paper, and Enjoy Your Day is from a paper pumpkin kit. Because like I said, this one doesn't have sentiments with it. See how simple these cards are? You don't even need to cut them out with the ScanNCut. This is my card club. And you make 8 cards. Okay, thank you. I just showed a bird with a monocle. I know. Thank you. See, Purple? I'm losing it sometimes. And Deanne, nice to see you. Okay, and Lewis used the number 2 pencil. Okay, good. So use the pencil trick. Good, good, good. I'm going to clean my scanning glass. Clean my scanning glass. Okay, you might be talking to someone else. Oh, yeah, you guys are giving each other... Awesome. Hello, Dolores. Giving each other lots of tips. Can't see all those. All right, so that's it. So then there's just the next one. So you're going to make 2 of these. You're going to have all the card bases cut for you. But you get lots of extra paper so you can make more cards than... You're going to be cutting the DSP yourself, but I cut out the die cut shapes for you and the card bases. So we have Misty Moonlight. Let me show you this one. So this is Earth and Elegance. Okay, these are your 2 you're making with Earth and Elegance, and this is some of the in color ribbon, and I even embossed these pieces for you. You're going to have an embossed piece of Misty Moonlight and a Misty Moonlight card base and some copper clay ribbon and a copper clay embossed piece. And these are all from the Stylish Shaped Dies. So, okay, so very simple cards. Now these 2, I wanted to show you this again because this one, look at what we could do with the ScanNCut. This is the same exact card as this one. These are the exact same card pattern. So when you have a bunch of card patterns in your repertoire, you just pull from them and you just use them again and again. So this is a layered card using the same thing. It's just that in the card club, we're going to use Melon Mambo, and I give you the shapes, and it's going to be an easy peasy card. I forget where this shape came from, but you're going to get one of those shapes. And you're going to get a Stylish Shaped die like this one, and then you can see how it's like the same card. I of course like it better with the ScanNCut, but my card club's all about making simple cards. But it's just, I'm just showing you it's the same pattern. So when you learn the patterns, you just keep reusing them. And then this is also masterfully made designer series paper. And I colored the books differently. See how I colored the stack of books to go with Earth and Elegance? This time I colored the stack of books to go with the masterfully made designer series paper. So that's kind of gives you an idea of where we're going with the card club and how I create lots of simple cards. And in this month's Card on Blue, we've already created these on YouTube. So if you missed that, please check out that video where we've already started. And we're going to finish Card Club this week, the Card on Blue, for the month of June. So in 1 week, we can finish up all the Card Club videos and move on to other things. All right, so I hope you enjoyed what you can do with your ScanNCut and this fun bird's eye view stamp set. I hope you will give this a try. it's just so much fun. Okay, everybody. Okay, lunch break is over. She's saying, definitely pull out that brother and get that done. Thank you, Marilyn, for your comment. I appreciate all of you for watching this late in the evening. And on my, I don't know, is this third or fourth attempt of going live today with this topic. I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. This is the Paper Chef. Have a great day. Please take advantage of free shipping day, Wednesday, June 21st, 2023. It's for 24 hours only at my Stampin' Up! Store, and it's Mountain Time. It's all based on Mountain Time, not on East Coast time where I reside. It's based on Mountain Time. Okay, bye-bye. This is the Papered Chef.